Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
All right. How's your week going?
Going great. It is heating up here in Northern California. I think.
Really?
Jamie, you told me it's going to be 115 degrees in just a couple days.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that's not on the sun.
And that's in my house right now anyway. I think we have around in the 90s already.
All those
awesome.
Computers and everything.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Today,
yes.
I have a great topic for us. And it's something
ice cream?
we definitely haven't spoken about. So
Ice cream.
No. It has something to do with online marketing and local SEO.
Oh, okay. Well,
yes.
I guess. Where's the best ice cream?
Jamie's going to start his next podcast. Will be about that. All right. Now, this one is about online review generating systems.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you know what those are?
I think I get contacted 2 to 3 times a day by somebody wanting to sell me reviews.
Well, these are systems that reach out to your past clients and ask them to review you, right? So I think all of us, everyone's gotten these in the email, probably gotten them by text. You might have thought about, should my business use one of these services, and then how effective they are, basically, the cost behind them. So I've used these things a lot in the past, 10 years of doing this. So I do have some expertise in this arena. So I wanted to go through and talk about, the ins and outs of them and, if they're right for your business. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So these systems, well, basically, we all know, or if you're a regular listener, you should know that reviews are a big ranking factor in local Google land, right? In local SEO, companies that have, 500, 600 reviews, they are going to rank very, very, very well. The other thing those reviews do is once a potential customer looks at your business and compares them to your competitors, if your business has double or triple the amount of 5-star reviews as your competition, most likely they're just going to go, okay, I'll choose that one. If you're on the other end of that, where your competition has 10 times or 20 times as many reviews as you, there's a reason your phone is not going to ring. The credibility part of that equation is just not there. So you know that these reviews are super important, and sleeping on them is a great way to not get business. All right. So that being said, there are a ton of these review generating systems. They all basically kind of work the same. And that is you feed them your customer data. So your customer's name, email, and cell number. And then they reach out to that customer and they ask them, hey, can you write us a review? Now, in the old days, we could do it so, hey, what did you think about such and such business? And give us a number between 1 and 10, 10 being the best. And then if they gave you a 1, you would kind of move them to a platform that doesn't take their review, or would just let them email you. So that way you could give them a place to vent, but not have them write a public review. Okay, so that's how the old ones used to work. Now, of course, that is a violation of every review platform's terms of service. So most of these review generating systems aren't going to allow you to do that, because they don't want to get, they know that that's called review gating, and review gating is a no-no. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense if you're just asking them, hey, what did you think? You're not saying, hey, will you write us an online review and tell everyone that we were 1 star? But...
So Funny you should say that. We did have an online review generating system we used with a client probably about 7 years ago, and then we started with them. They were like, okay, we desperately need reviews. Here is 2,000 of our clients. And so we fed that into the system. And then 2 days later, I got a call from the CEO who was very, 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 very upset because we had reminded a client who didn't have a good experience with them to write them a review and how much we valued that review. So that client then went on every review platform and copied and pasted their review, their 1-star review, all over the place. And so the CEO, of course, guess who he was really mad
at? The online review platform.
Yes, and me. So
he should have been mad at his team for doing such a terrible job and not addressing what the customer was most upset about.
Right. So we fired that client, of course, because we're not a good fit. I don't work for people who try and yell at me. It's just one of my peccadillos. I don't know. So,
you don't like working with jerks? Wow.
I like people who internalize, not externalize. And so, of course, this was a big, when we have these platforms, the number one thing you have to know is that if you're going to use one, please don't put in information. Like, you have to vet the customers that are getting fed into the system, because if they know how important those reviews are, you're just reminding the 1-star crazy people to write a review about your business. So, you got to not include those in your review reminding system if you can, right? It's just it's a no-brainer, right?
Why would you, the guy who's suing you, don't ask them for reviews.
So that's a basic thing, but I thought that was a funny story. All right. So anyway, the way these systems work is you feed them all that information. They start texting that client. They start emailing that client. And then on regular intervals, they remind that client, and then they're supposed to shut off. In my experience, anyway, with using these systems, they do that. But there's always, I can't say this enough, always one, maybe older person who one time is too many. So all of these systems have a stop button or link or unsubscribe link on every communication because it's the law. But instead of clicking that button, when we use these systems, we have to let the owners know you will get a call from an older gentleman or lady who will read you the riot act because you have interrupted their day and ruined their life with a text.
Because multiple phone calls, or
they
how do you unsubscribe from the phone calls?
You can unsubscribe from those phone calls, but
unsubscribe.
I know. I wish I could, but the
you
that text.
That text. Go ahead.
Let me make it clear. The text and the emails that come through these systems always have a way to opt out. They always do. And there are people who, instead of reading that message, would rather call you and settle your hash for that reason. So as a business owner, you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons of such a system. If you're a general contractor, for example, where you only have a few clients every month, don't use this system. I know it's really, really tempting because then you don't have to task somebody to remind people to review, but it's just not worth the cost to send out 5 or 6 or 7 texts or emails per month. These systems can run anywhere from $250 to $1,500 a month, at least, for the more robust ones. So if you're a general contractor or somebody who doesn't have a lot of clients coming in and out of your business, then we generally don't recommend these systems. What we recommend is having somebody in your staff calling the happy customers, asking them, hey, are you happy? What's that?
Calling.
Yeah. Well, or you can definitely try and do it in person. That's the best. But your staff, a lot of times, they're too shy. In my experience, they don't have the gumption to ask for a 5-star review. The businesses that do, though, you can see If you have 50 reviews and your competitor has 950, they have made this a part of their company culture. And they know why, because it pays off, right? They dominate the rankings because of that and the calls. It's just, that's the way it goes. So you have to make this either part of your company culture, having everyone at the end and in the middle reminding people, hey, we desperately need 5-star reviews. So anyway, these systems, they're a numbers game. So understand that if you're going to use one out of 1,000 clients that it will touch throughout a certain period, probably you're going to get 5%. If you're lucky, will write a review for you. And so if that's good enough for you, then okay. This caveat though, one last caveat is if you're a restaurant, you don't really need one of these. People will write reviews for you. If you're in the food industry, they love writing about food and their experience. So you definitely don't need one of these. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for that industry either.
Okay.
All right. So the alternatives, though, for local businesses that aren't restaurants or ice cream shops or something like that, is to have somebody in your staff calling and walking them through the process. Hey, can you take out your phone? Do you have any photos of the jobs we did? That'd be great. Stuff like that. So it can be a hassle, but it has to be done, because if you're not doing it, your competitors are.
Yes. I have a couple questions.
Sure.
If we have time.
Go for it.
Okay. So if you do a search for your business on Google and you see that your competitors, say, have 350 reviews, another one has 650, and you have 35, but you're still within shouting that you're certainly there. How many, do you recommend that they go out and shake the trees of their customers to go get at least another 100, or what do you think?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the way the review landscape works is if you're like, we have a client, they came to us last year. Their competition over the last year added, I don't know, at least 300 reviews, and they're an HVAC company. And our client kind of, they relaxed, and now they're even farther behind, and they're calling and asking me, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, we've been emailing you, calling you, and letting you know, hey, this has to be part of your company culture. Your competitors are doing great. Please help me help you. Kind of.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I guess I better get on it then.
Yeah, because you could sleep, and there are these, kind of there is a black hat market for buying reviews. And Google is getting way better at spotting those fake reviews, but your competition could easily wake up and say, okay, let's just spend $1,000 on fake reviews over the next 6 months, and Google won't catch them, and their phones will start ringing a lot more than yours. That sucks when that happens. So best
Cheaters.
to get, it's money. Yeah. And they're cheating. Oh, well.
You're not cheating. You're not trying.
Yeah. I'm just the messenger here, Jamie. So I know of both sides of this. I've been on both ends. And when you have double, triple the amount of 5-star reviews as your competition, it's great, because you're the no-brainer choice. It's awesome.
Yeah, you would think so. All right. We'll wrap it up there. And
Yes.
You better be a nice guy if you're going to call Adam, or a nice gal.
Yeah. No yelling at me, please.
He's very sensitive. So yeah, I'll leave it there. And if you enjoyed this podcast, how about you leave us a 5-star review? That'd be nice. And
Oh yeah.
and if you thumbs up and definitely share out this podcast. Generally, if you're in business, other business owners, and 99% of them are struggling with this issue of how do they get more reviews, how do they not get kicked off of Google for buying more reviews, and so forth. So it's very complicated. Hopefully, Adam sorted it out a little bit for you, and but definitely send this out to any business owner that you have any contact with, because this has really helped their business and helped them stay competitive. If there is a topic that you are not sure about in local SEO, go to our webpage, magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button, search for that topic. If you can't find it, go ahead and send us a message on our LinkedIn or Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we will try to get to it in an upcoming episode. And I will be submitting an idea for an upcoming episode shortly. So stay tuned for the cliffhanger, or that is a cliffhanger. We'll save it for another day. Thank you very much, everybody.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.